Hello everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage again with another success story. So today we have Harneet and she's going to share her success with you guys. So Harneet, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello everybody, I'm Harneet and I live in India. I'm from Punjab. I'm assistant professor at an engineering college. I used to teach computer science subjects, and my aim was to get a 777 in IELTS score. So I was really working very hard with it, and it's been quite 6 months, and I had been practicing it a lot. But after watching the videos of Chris, it really helped me a lot to get the score finally on July 7th. That exam took place on July 7th.
Mm-hmm. And did you get 8,777?
Yes, I got 8.5 in listening, 9 in reading, and 7 in both writing and speaking. So it was overall 8 bands.
Excellent, excellent. Which one did you struggle with? Which one did you find the most difficult?
Actually, I was very well. It was easier for me to do all the other modules like listening, reading, and speaking, but I was really struggling with the writing part. Actually, I did this exam for 3 times, and during my first attempt, I was not very well familiar with how to do perfect writing, but then I took my exam on that is April 7th. But I really did practice a lot, but I could not achieve my required score. I got only 6.5. It was because I think I did not know what actually the examiner wants. And after that, I watched your videos. Even I talked to you on email. It really helped me a lot. Apart from this, you have a website named as IELTS Advantage. I read all the formats of essays and all your explanations and examples. It really helped me a lot, and I just copied all your formats. Thank you so much. I got this score. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you said that one of the main reasons why you kept getting 6.5 was not knowing what the examiners wanted. What were some of the things that you discovered that the examiners wanted? And because if you know what someone wants, then you can give it to them. You know, and if you don't know what someone wants, you can't give it to them. So what did you understand after, what were you able to give to the examiners now once you understood what they wanted?
Actually, the thing is, when I used to get the score 6 and 6.5, I thought that I need to make it more complex to make it more difficult, because it is a human nature to make it more complex. But after watching your videos, and I also read the band 9 checklist, it clearly wrote that you need to be very simple, don't make it over complicated. I wrote everything very clearly, and there are 4 things examiner wants, like task achievement and coherence and cohesion. Apart from this, there is vocabulary and grammar, and we need to really focus on that, apart from other trivial things.
I think you're the 4th success story this week that has said keep it simple, and I keep saying this to people, and very few people will listen to me, because everyone else does the exact opposite, because all their teachers and other websites says, just use this complex vocabulary and grammar, and you'll get a high score, and no one ever does. But when they follow the opposite advice, just keeping it simple, their score increases. What would you say to someone who says, well, my teacher says to use complicated grammar, complicated vocabulary? What would you say to someone like that?
Actually, it is good if we are using complicated vocabulary, but we should know everything about the vocabulary. It is not easier. It is a very vast topic. If I used to use the word comprehensive, I didn't know that it is only used where we are talking about any subject or field. I used to connect this word everywhere. Moreover, it was really very complicated for me too, and I think we should not try to fit the complex vocabulary everywhere. We should know everything, how to make the sentences out of it, what is its collocations, intonations, what is it exact meaning. So I think it is better to make it more simple rather than learning more complex vocabulary.
Like when I say keep it simple, I don't mean like use this 3-letter words throughout your essay. I'm saying use the words that you are confident
Yes.
you understand the meaning, the grammar, everything about that word, but the analogy that I was using with my students the other day was when the Apollo project, when man went to the moon. It's like they prepared very, very, they did a lot of work before they went to the moon. But when they were on the moon, they couldn't just, call call Houston and ask them to send something to them. They had to use what they had when they were there. Same for the IELTS test. Prepare as much as you can. Try and improve and improve your vocabulary and your grammar as much as you can. But when you are in the test, when you're in the test room, use the grammar and vocabulary that you have. Don't try and take risks and try and insert words that you don't understand. And for many people, that advice, that free advice, can mean the difference between 6.5 and 7. I've had so many students who just followed that and improved. And I know it's very difficult for students to accept that, making it simple improves your marks, but it's been proven over and over and over and over again. Every single one of the success stories that we have, they all say the same thing. So there must be something to it, So any other advice that you would give to students if they were, say, someone who's struggling with writing, is struggling to get a 7?
Yes, one thing more. Actually, the teachers here, they say that try to write more and more ideas about the topic, and your ideas should be very impressive and complicated. But after watching your videos, I just got one thing, that we should have only maximum 2 ideas that are enough. And the main thing is we should explain it and give a proper supporting example, which should be very specific and relevant with that. And I think it is the thing that examiner really wants, apart from getting a number of ideas, because we should think that the examiner doesn't know anything about the topic.
Exactly.
Whatever we are writing, the examiner doesn't know anything about it. We should explain it completely to that.
Exactly.
So that is very important, and it really helped me a lot.
I couldn't have said it better myself, because think about the difference between speaking and writing. With speaking, the person can ask you follow-up questions like, what do you mean by that? Can you explain that further? With writing, the person can't ask you those questions. So you have to anticipate that they will not understand what you're talking about, and you will have to fully explain what you mean. Anticipate those questions that they'll be asking. So if a teacher says to you, you should be using 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ideas in your essay, that's nonsense, because you will not have time to develop and explain all of those ideas. So if someone is telling you that, you need to be very careful,
Apart from this, I also want to say one thing more, that it is very important to plan ahead of the essay. It really helped me a lot. In my previous exams, I didn't do that, and it really wasted a lot of time. So this time, I just spent 10 to 12 minutes on planning the essay. I just, prior to the writing, I just wrote the ideas about that, and it really helped me to be very clear about the essay while I was writing it. And I could easily complete the essay in 35 minutes.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Planning is an investment of time. When you plan something, when you plan out your essay, it saves you time. A lot of people are afraid to plan because they say, I don't have time. But if you plan, it makes everything much, much, much easier. So, and again, I think you're about the 36th success story that have said planning was key for their, so it doesn't need to be complicated, improving your grammar and vocabulary, keep it simple, plan out your essays, limit the number of ideas, explain your ideas. It doesn't need to be that complicated. And it's easy for us to say that, but if someone is, because you've got the scores you need, and I've seen successful students doing that over and over again, but for someone who is stuck, the best thing I can say to you is, if you keep doing the same things that you've been doing, you'll get the same result. So why not just try doing things a little bit differently, and you will see a big difference in your score. So thank you very much, Harneet. I really, really appreciate you sharing that with everyone. And are you going into, will you be a professor now in Canada? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, I will definitely try for searching a job which is related to my field, like it would be in company or a teacher job. That would be perfect.
Excellent, excellent. Well, good luck with everything in Canada, and if you need any help in the future, let me know. Feel free to get in touch.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Bye bye.